Hey guys, welcome back. So I am recording from my iPhone. I'm recording my iPad because this is bigger for me to read and to be able to see. So let's get started. We left off on chapter 6. Okay. As he entered the house, Catherine began to wonder what she had been thinking and saying yes to attending the party. The place was packed with people, noise, and food, and as soon as they were safely inside the door, everyone turned and yelled surprise. Catherine clutched Xavier's carrier, stumbling back and landing against Zach, who caught her. With one smooth move, he had her and the now crying child behind him, his stance wary and wide as though ready to defend them. In her confusion, she wasn't certain whether her heart was pumping the extra beat or two, because of the way he's sheltering them, like they meant something to him, or from the shock of the unexpected greeting. Zach, you look as surprised as if you gave birth to a camel. A woman in a pink floral shirt with a booming smoker's laugh came over, and Catherine instantly disliked her. The woman thought this was amusing, taking them by surprise and making Xavier cry. She ought to be ashamed of herself. Catherine took in the room with a sweeping gaze. Cake, gifts, there was even a banner on the wall that said congratulations. Zach and Catherine, how did they know we'd come? She whispered to Zach. And how did they put this all together so quickly? She only arrived in town yesterday. I hate ambushes. Absolutely hate them. His neck was red and his hands were in fists, even though the rest of him had eased into a more casual stance at her side. Rare energy was positively vibrating off him. And Logan had made his way out of the crowd to stand in front of them, his eyes glued to Zach's as he said, "Cool it, man. It's just a party. Just some people having a get-together." Catherine bounced Xavier in his seat and hushed him as people mulled around them, offering congratulations, taking their coats, shaking hands, and trying to take Xavier from her. While she was flattered by the thought and offer that had gone into the party, she already wanted to go home. "Should have seen this coming," Zach murmured to her. There was something in his tone that was reluctant, self-purging, as if he was berating himself for not expecting the surprise. "I think that would be missing the point." She wanted to chuckle at how much he simply hated this moment, even more than she did. People were still smiling, their eyes shining with glee for having surprisingly pulled off the party as well as gotten them there. Zach glanced at Catherine, his blue eyes still narrowed, as if he was holding a grudge. "I don't like having heart attacks." "It's flattering they care, but not good for my well-being," he grumbled. He reached for the diaper bag slumped over Catherine's shoulder, but she gave him a quick, "I've got it," and tightened her grip on its strap as well as the baby seat. "Stand together," a woman commanded. She was wearing a blue floral blouse with a loud pattern that matched the camel comment-making woman's shirt. The sea of blue flowers waved at her as the woman raised her phone to take a photo. "I'm going to post this in the paper." Catherine's blood chilled as she raised her hand from its spot on her back shoulder, strapped to it in front of her face, shielding herself, unable to speak for what felt like an endless moment. Finally, finding her voice, she said loudly enough that the woman could hear her, "I don't like having my picture taken, and I'd rather not be in the paper, thank you." She had to leave. She needed to hide. Everyone here had cell phone cameras, social media, facial recognition. She'd been found in a heartbeat if her family was still looking. She should have thought of this sooner, but she naively believed the party was in someone else's honor, and that her presence would be nothing more than a curious footnote. The woman in the pink shirt was staring at her in disbelief. "Please, I just don't want one taken." Catherine's tone was sharp, her voice quivering in poorly disguised panic. "No pictures, please," Zach said smoothly, sliding between Catherine and the camera while steering her in a new direction. "Thank you." She managed to squeak. leaning into the shelter of his arms, Savior's carrier bumping her leg. Do you want to leave? Her eyes teared up at the suggestion, but she shook her head. This was to be her new home. She had to stick it out, show her gratitude to the organizers and partygoers for all they've done, as well as quickly build a reputation for being camera shy. It was the only way to be safe if she was ever going to belong to the community. A woman came up and bent over Savior. Oh, he's adorable. Can I hold him? She was already peeling back his blanket so she could reach the buckles to release him. Catherine panicked. She wasn't ready to let go of Savior, to allow him out of her side in case she needed to run. She knew she didn't. She knew she was safe, but she couldn't seem to overcome the urge to pull the seat away from the woman as she tightened her grip on the diaper bag slump over her shoulder. Whoa there, Gloria, Zach said smoothly. Let's give Catherine a moment or two to settle in before we start mauling her baby. Oh, Zach, the woman said, I won't maul him. Amber and Scar just taking their sweet time on their grandchild front, and I need a dose of special time. Special time? Catherine asked, almost fearing the answer. When you're our age and you hold a baby, it transports you back to the special time, a woman said, joining Gloria and smiling down at Savior. When we were new moms and the world felt so full of potential, Gloria added. As the crowd ambled and flowed around them, Catherine noted how the women all seemed to have a special smile for Zach. The men almost reverent in a way that was different than the kind she'd seen reserved for her father. Men had approached her dad with an undertone of fear, sometimes so thick you could particularly smell it coming off them. When she'd been small, she'd seemed invincible, crowds of people parting for him as they would for a king, a man in charge of the whole entire world and unable to do wrong. But oh, the wrongs he had committed. As the man gave Zach an open, easy smile, shaking his hand and clapping him on the back, she could see that his respect was genuine. Over the next several minutes, Catherine felt as though she never said hello or pleased to meet you so many times in her entire life. For everyone was so delighted for her and Zach, it was overwhelming. He kept them in constant motion as they moved through this stuffy, crowded room, but finally he paused, landing her a glass of non-alcoholic punch. This isn't so bad, she said under her breath. Zach let out a huff of laughter as Catherine took a welcoming sip of the cool punch. She walked Savior's carrier, which she set on the floor, his blanket and snowsuit peeled back. I want to take him out of the carrier, but I fear I'll never get him back from the ladies if I do. Good call, Zach said. She could see the unspoken questions in his eyes in regard to her mini freak out over having a photo taken. She was going to have to give him a story to explain it all. Someone's stalking me, she stuttered, offering a truth. I don't want pictures on social media, in case. She shut her eyes, knowing how slim the chance was that anyone in her family would come across the photo and track her down. But she made it clear she was no longer on their side, and the way they all ended up in jail, while she had walked, didn't look good. Even being related by blood wouldn't protect her if anyone was out for payback. It sounds paranoid, I know. He watched her for a split second, then seeming to accept her excuse, lifted his punch glass to his lips. Incoming gossips at 6 o'clock, he murmured over its rim. Before Catherine could move, the two women in the flowery blouses surrounded her, hemming her in against the table. Will the two of you be holding a reception? Asked the woman in the pink shirt. She'd been the one who'd made the camel comment earlier, and so far she was the one Catherine was most leery of. I've offered to host a combined bridal and baby shower, and I'm sure Frankie would like it to hold a little something for you, Zach, unless of course Logan has something planned. The woman paused for an answer, her expression expectant. Catherine has only just arrived, Zach said calmly, and Catherine found herself edging closer to his side. The woman in the blue floral blouse, the earlier photographer, had obviously noted their physical promiscuity and was smiling, her cell phone still clenched in her hands. "That is a very lovely gesture," Catherine said carefully, her mind awhirl with which approach she should take. "It is?" Zach asked in surprise. She knew how easy she could have an enemy in the blue lady for refusing to have her photo taken. She struck Catherine as the type who might quietly just publicly begin to question Catherine's marriage motives behind her back. She could see how it would go. She was a woman who had married Zach's sight unseen just so she'd have a father for a baby. It'd be easy for the woman to socially odorize Catherine while cooing over poor Zach, who had a heart of gold. While Catherine wanted to be able to lie low and be left alone, she didn't want to bring sorrow or gossip to Zach's door. He deserved better. People would respect him, and it hurt to think that she might cause some of that to vanish. "The town has been very generous and very accepting," she said. "So kind and welcoming, thank you." The woman smiled. Catherine smiled back, confident she understood them. They were good people, well-intended, but would circle the wagons around one of their own, Zach, to protect him. She just had to make sure, if they ever decided to circle, that as his wife, she earned the right to be on the inside. "Well, we'll plan something then," the pink-shirted woman said. "Yes, something," Catherine agreed. "Preferably a big day in the future that would never come around." From behind her, she could catch snippets of conversations about her and Zach. She moved on rather quickly, don't you think? "How long has the baby's father been gone? I wish I had the guts to take a page from the 1882 book on dating the mail myself off to some stud. But knowing my luck, I'll get the town sleazeball instead of a real man like Zach." There was laughter, and Catherine felt her cheeks flush. The woman in blue said, "I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Liz Moss Brandy, and this is my sister Mary Alice Burnfield." She gestured to the woman in pink. "Keep yourself free the Saturday after next," Mary Alice advised. "Oh?" Catherine said in surprise. She wasn't expecting something so soon or definite. "Oh, She looked at Zach for help, but his eyes were wide, as if he'd just seen his grandmother naked. "Yep, no help coming from him for the long being. From him for the long time. For the time being." I'm sorry, y'all. I'm supposed to be getting new glasses, and the glasses that I have now, they work and all, but they hurt my eyes, so I don't wear them. So I'm supposed to be getting new glasses soon, so maybe when I get new glasses, I'll be able to read better. But I'm going to end this video here and pick up in the next one.